never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me. Yeah, wait, I think I'll let.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. It is a Sunday. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that extra hour of sleep they got last night. I've never figured out why they tell you time changes on Saturday night when reality of it is it actually changes on Sunday morning, but it changes in the middle of the night at a time when most people are in the bed. Before I talk about all my wrestling stuff I'm going to discuss today, let me first say, if you have any thoughts on any of the college football action from yesterday, go ahead and comment anytime you would like throughout the day, because tomorrow we will be discussing college football, and I might even give you my opinion on what I think the top 4 in the playoff poll will be when it comes out again Tuesday night. But for right now, let's go ahead and talk about WWE Crown Jewel, which took place yesterday afternoon, right at 12 o'clock noon. And hopefully, if you did not see it live, I'm not giving you any spoilers. Hopefully, you've already seen it. I know it was 12 o'clock noon live, but you could always watch it right after it aired. And then, of course, you could watch it last night, anytime throughout the night. So hopefully, if you wanted to see it, you've already seen it, and I'm not spoiling anything for you. But they opened the show with Brock Lesnar defeating Bobby Lashley in a one-on-one match. And if you watched the match and you paid close attention, you realized neither guy really did a whole lot. And I think that's because this feud is going to continue and probably go all the way until WrestleMania. So they didn't want them to do a whole lot already when this is going to last probably 3 or 4 more months. Damage Control defeated Alexa Bliss and Asuka to become the new women's tag team champions. So Alexa Bliss and Asuka won the belts on Raw and lost them back yesterday. And then we had Karrion Kross defeating Drew McIntyre in a steel cage match. The Judgment Day, which of course is Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Dominic Mysterio, defeated the OC, which is Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and AJ Styles in a 6-man tag team match. Braun Strowman defeated Omos in a one-on-one match, and that was definitely the shortest match on the card. I don't know if that match lasted 6 minutes. The Usos beat the Brawling Brutes to retain the tag team championships. Bianca Belair defeated Bayley in a last woman standing match to retain the Raw Women's Championship. And in the main event, Roman Reigns defeated Logan Paul to retain the undisputed Universal WWE Championship. And coming home from Southern Fried last night, my wife and I were discussing that match. It was only Logan Paul's 3rd career wrestling match. But if you're a new wrestling fan, and it was your first time watching wrestling yesterday, you would never know Logan Paul was new to wrestling. Of course, they're going to tell you by talking about it, but if you didn't read any of that and you just watched the match, you never know he was that new to wrestling because he looks like he was just born, just made to wrestle. But the bad news is they say he hurt his meniscus, his MCL, and maybe his ACL. So if he did hurt all that, he's probably going to be out for the next 6 or 7 months. And speaking of Southern Fried, last night at 4:05 Community Court in Monroe, Georgia, we had Southern Fried Championship Wrestling presents November Rain. And I'm not going to spoil it for you because if you were not there, I want you to get on YouTube and watch the show. It's usually uploaded onto the Southern Fried Championship Wrestling YouTube page by Wednesday, so I would say get on YouTube periodically for the next 3 or 4 days and type up Southern Fried Championship Wrestling until you see November Rain, and Rain is spelled Reign. But I will say that Jacob Ashworth and Jaden Vane wrestled TSF in a tag team match. We had Carly Bravo versus Najasism for the Southern Fried Classics Championship. Zach Mosley went one-on-one with Luca Daniels. Strychnine went one-on-one with Jeremy Foster. Nick Halen went one-on-one with Will Caution. And then we had a tag team match, the Grapplers versus Blue Collar. A 6-man tag team match where Techi Makuji, Hunter James, and Javier Reyes wrestled Happy Madness and Michael Judas. And the main event was a CT Keys Open Challenge. So I want you to watch Southern Fried Championship Wrestling presents November Rain sometime this week and enjoy the show because I know you will because their shows are always great, and find out who answered CT Keys Open Challenge for the Southern Fried Heavyweight Championship. And this upcoming Saturday I'll be at SWA Wrestling 244 Livestock Road, East Denali, Georgia. Find out all the fallout from Fightmare that we had last month. And this upcoming Sunday, 1 week from today, I'll be at UWF in Colbert, Georgia. So any thoughts on WWE, any thoughts on Southern Fried Championship Wrestling, or any thoughts on what you think the college football playoff poll will look like this week when it comes out on Tuesday night, please feel free to let me know. And before I end the video, let me say that I talked to a young man last night on into the early morning hours this morning who lives in Wisconsin, who is a referee for independent wrestling, and he wants to drive down here and meet up with me and talk refereeing, talk wrestling. And it really does mean a lot when these people say they want to meet little old Brandon Todd and talk about refereeing. I'm always willing to help anybody that wants to learn and wants to listen because I love the business that much. So it means a lot that not just John, but anybody else who wants to actually talk about refereeing, I enjoy it and it means a lot. It really, really does. So John, thank you so much for that. It does mean a lot. Y'all will never know how much it means to me. Refereeing for independent wrestling is truly, truly a passion of mine. It's the one thing that I absolutely love to do. So hopefully I can rub some of that passion off on John whenever I meet up with him. John, you made my Sunday so much better, made my weekend so much better, and I really do appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. My friend got a brand new car, and I told him that car looks nice, but the muffler seems exhausted. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.